Hello everyone and welcome back to Vitruvian Art. Today we're doing a black pearl tutorial. As you can see over here, this is the one I did just recently for the pearl challenge in my group GemHose on Facebook. Now, fun fact is that I didn't use any black in here, and one of the things that you may learn about coloring and coloring pencil art is that anything, well, art in general actually, is that anything that looks like it is one color is not. Like, there just never is. One of my favorite art kind of learning sessions was that back when I was in college in art classes was they gave us a white chicken egg, and they were like, alright, draw and color the white chicken egg, and then they gave us a box of colored pencils, and you had to figure out all the different shades and stuff to use, all the different colors, in order to make the chicken egg look like a white chicken egg on white paper using colors, and going into all that. So let's check out our colors for black pearl that don't contain any black. We have, first of all, cold gray number 2, which is pretty much going to be our light. It's going to be what we use to blend for everything, just to have it a little bit toned down, because light hitting something that is a color is generally not going to reflect as white unless it is like glass or something like a gem, where it's going to reflect the exact color because it's just reflecting light, whereas pearls have that nice luster on them. Second one we're going to use is dark indigo, and that is our darkest color. And then the colors that we're going to use are magenta, hooker's green, and helio turquoise. Now, you can use pretty much any pink, green, and blue that you want, because think of like when you see an oil spill, or you're changing your oil and you see it and the light hits it, you're going to see that sheen of like so many different colors, whereas you're not going to see that if, you just spill like black paint. It's that oily, lustrous, very organic, more looking kind of thing that goes on. So let's get started. One of the things about pearls that I've seen lots and lots of people do is that they tend to do the little belt in the middle as almost straight, and then they curve it on the outsides. It's not straight. Okay, we're going to go and make it nice and round, okay, on this side. And this is the side that we're going to have our reflected light, or our highlight really, on a pearl. And I'm going to go down here, because our belt's going to be pretty wide, basically. The other thing about pearls that I see people do is that they make the bottom part just as light as this, but that's not going to happen, because this is where your highlight is, where the light's going to hit it, and because of that luster, you're going to have reflected light from other things, like the white paper beneath it or something, reflecting up onto here. So this will be lighter, but it will not be nearly as light as your reflected light, or your highlight up here. Sorry, this is reflected light, this is highlight. I should know this by now. So we're just going to go around our edges and make sure they're a bit dark. And this is just kind of the stage where we're just mapping out where we want everything. I want these to have rounded edges over here. This is just kind of where we want our little belt to go across. We want it nice and round. We want to go very, very gently so we have lots and lots of little circles where we can blend everything in very, very smoothly together. Just get that edge. Now, like I said, my light is going to be this cold gray. So I kind of want to start working it in as a base for all the light. I'm just going to be doing big, loose circles. And yes, we're going to go all the way up here and color all of it. And the same down here, because this is also going to be light, but not as light as the reflected, or not as light as the highlight, Amanda. Oh my gosh. One day I'll get it right. One day. Okay, so now I want to put in some of the just color, the little color pops that we're going to see in and around the highlight, and trying to give it kind of that oil slick luster look. So we're just going to pop the magenta, kind of halo the top there. I'm going to put some down here as well. I'm just kind of putting it everywhere, I guess. Just little parts of it everywhere. I'm going to do the same with the Hooker's Green and the Helio Turquoise. So, the Hooker's Green, I'm going to come up here. Put some over here. Basically, we just want it to be dark in the dark areas, but also have color in those areas to make it really interesting. And then the Helio Turquoise is going to do the same thing. Just putting it in different areas. As you can see, it's kind of closing in around that highlight, which is fine. We want it to do that. And same down here. We want that to kind of be closed up a little bit. So, now we're going to go back to our dark indigo and kind of start bringing in some of the depth of the color that we need by shade and by making the entire pearl darker. And again, I'm not using a lot of pressure. The key here I find is just layers. And I'm also not going to be using any blending solution. because, or blending stumps or anything like that, because I really do want that kind of little bit of texture that you're going to get with just pencils, because I find then it gives it a really great finish, and that's what I want. So and this part just takes, you know, a little bit of patience and just to go for it and take your time. These parts right here are probably going to be your darkest parts. And then we're going to have our little belt. Like that. We're slowly kind of bringing this down in terms of how light it is, because we don't want it to be the same brightness as our actual highlight up here. Real light up here. Just want to bring it in a bit. Alright, so I want to go back in and use some of these colors so that we don't completely minimize them. I just kind of want to go over where we had them before. Putting the Helio turquoise right beside the magenta, just because I think it's going to give it a little bit of a purpley look, which I think is cool. And then I'm going to go in with the cold gray and just kind of start helping it to blend together. Because you can go over the entire thing with this. I'm using probably medium pressure here. I'm going in ovals and little circles, just giving it a nice sort of uniform look to it. And I think that my belt right here needs to be a little bit darker. Make sure that looks really nice and round up here. So So we're kind of shaping it a little bit. And that is it. That is my black pearl. So, I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you go and make your own black pearls. Obviously, not all of them are going to be this big, so definitely you could take it, shrink this down, you know, make much smaller ones if you're putting them in jewelry, on a coloring page, or whatever. But that's your basic, that's your idea of it. And I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and share and subscribe so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you next time. Bye.